I'm sure somebody needs to hear this right now, but just because things aren't bad enough to leave doesn't mean you should stay. It can be easy to stay in a situation that is fine, okay, just enough, but maybe isn't fulfilling you in the ways that are more tied to your core self, right? Your deeper needs. And that's not going to benefit you in the long run. It's actually going to ruin your self-trust over time. But it's hard to make that decision when the situation is okay. Like there's no clear justification as to why you have to let go or move on or whatever that you can explain to somebody else, and it's dramatic and intense and they would side with you no matter what. There will be situations in your life where things aren't that bad and someone will try to convince you to stay because it's like, well, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't see it as that bad. But it's not about anybody else's perception of it. It's about you understanding and trusting that feeling of deep dissatisfaction. And sure, sometimes we maybe have standards that are not authentic and aligned with what we actually want, but maybe aligned with an expectation or something that we think we should do. And that prevents us from staying in something good because we're looking for, the 20% versus the 80%. Sure. Hold yourself accountable, be open and aware of that as well. But sometimes there are instances where something is okay, but not fulfilling in the ways you need it to be, in the ways that are necessary for your sense of self to flourish and grow. And in those scenarios, it is so important to trust that part of you, to believe them and to move forward, to make a decision that is difficult, but better for you in the long run. And I'm sure somebody right now is going to ask, well, how do I know? How do I know? And it's like, you do know. And I think it's important to trust those intuitive nudges within us, that you feel it and it's telling you. And it's a little bit of maybe it's a quiet voice in the background that's telling you something. Listen to it, journal about it, be open to hearing what it has to say. And sometimes that means risking the discomfort of ending something that is fine, but not truly satisfying. And that's part of the process, right? That is part of the risk. That is where the growth happens.